Okay, today is August 29th, 2018, and today we're doing Eureka Math Lesson 1.3. Of course, that means Module 1, Lesson 3. And your learning goal says, by the end of math today, you should be able to use exponents to name place value units, and also explain explain patterns and how the decimal point is placed. So there's two learning goals today. You need to be able to use exponents to name place value units, and secondly, you need to be able to explain patterns in where you put the decimal point in numbers. Okay, so here we can see we have a place value chart. And as Samarth said earlier, he noticed that these place value positions are all factors of 10, right? 10 is the same as 10 times 1. Or 100 is the same as 10 times 10. 1,000 is the same as 10 times 10 times 10. Yes? Because we learned, I want to remind you, we learned that as you move over to the left, one adjacent place in the place value chart, how many times bigger does it get?
10.
So this position is 10 times bigger than this position. Yes? So to get from here to here, I have to multiply by 10. Okay. Then to get from here, 100, to 1,000, I have to multiply by 10. To get from 1,000 to 10,000, I have to multiply by 10. So we can see that here. If 10 is 10 times 1, then I have to multiply 10 times 10. Do you see how this is 10 times bigger than this one? 1,000 is 10 times bigger than what I had over here, which is 10 times 10. Do you see that? Okay, so 1,000, I can make it by saying 10 times 10 times 10. Well, 10,000 is how many times bigger than 1,000? 10. So I have to take this, 10 times 10 times 10, and I have to times that by 10. So in my box here, I can write 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Do you agree? Okay, so then how many times did I have to multiply 10 by to get 10,000? 4. Now, if I want to move from 10,000 one spot over to the next adjacent spot to 100,000, how many times bigger is that? 10. Right? So I have to take whatever was in here and multiply it by 10. So let me put what I had in there first. It was 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, right? And I have to multiply that by 10. So how many times do we have to multiply by 10 to get 100,000? 5. Okay, then how do I get from 100,000 over to 1 million? Once again, it's getting 10 times bigger, right? So I have to take everything that's in here and multiply it by 10. How many times did I multiply by 10 in here? 5. So how many times do I have to multiply by 10? 6. Go ahead and write that down. This is why I said you have to have your chart be really big. 10 times 10, Tarun, write it down. 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Whew! That's difficult and confusing to write, right? Because look, can you even see how many times I'm multiplying by 10 here? Super sloppy. So exponents, as we said, is kind of a shorthand or a code or a symbol that will help you make it more clear. It tells you how many times, you're multiplying by that factor of 10. Okay? So you can see here, this is the exponent form. How many times do I have 10 here? 1. So it's 10 and the exponent is 1. How many times do I have 10 here? 2. So it says 10, and then the exponent is 2. Here, how many times do I have 10? So it's 10 to the third power. That's how you say exponents. What about for 10,000? How many times did I have to multiply 10? How many factors of 10 are there? 4. So here's how you write it in exponential form. You show that the number you're multiplying is 10, the number that you're repeating, the factor is 10, and then you're saying you have 4 factors of 10. So it's 10 to the 4th power. Okay. What about for 100,000? What's the factor? What number gets repeated, multiplied over and over again? Everyone? 10. So we write 10 first. You always write the factor nice and big. And then how many times, how many factors of 10 are there? 5. So the exponent is 5. What about for 1 million? What's the factor that's getting multiplied over and over again?
6.
Is the factor 6? The factor is 10. But there are 6 factors of 10, so you write the 6 really small. I want you to notice when you write exponents, this is very important. Let's all write this down. The big number is the factor. Okay. Then the exponent, I want you to notice you write it really small in the upper right-hand corner. This is the exponent. And it tells you how many times to multiply that factor. By doing this, we started with 123.456 and we multiplied it by 10. We shifted those digits over to the left by 1. Okay? Then we made it 10 times bigger again and we shifted it over again by 1. What do you notice about the decimal point? It's always staying in the same place. And then when we multiplied it again, eventually the decimal point was at the very end. If I reset it to the beginning, let's circle the decimal point in my math equations. Originally, the decimal point was in between what two digits? 3 and 4. When I shifted all those digits over to the left, 1, it ended up between which two digits? 4 and 5. Interesting. Okay. So then it was between 4 and 5 over here too, right? And then I multiplied it by 10 and made it 10 times bigger again, shifted over to the left one more time, and now it's between which two digits? 5 and 6. Okay? Then when I shifted it over and made it 10 times bigger again, where was the decimal point? At the very end, after the 6. Talk at your table groups. What's happening to where the decimal point is every time I shift the numbers over to the left? Okay, to make it more clear, I'm going to draw a place value chart with lots of spots. Okay? Let me add even more spots. Okay, now let's add a frozen decimal point right there, because we know that decimal points are always frozen. Yes? Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, lock. Now, my first number is 0.043, so let's write that down. 0.043. Yes? Let me move it up here. Okay, now in order to go to the next number in the pattern, I had to move it over one, 2 times. Yes?
Yeah.
Then to move it to the next one, I had to move it 1, 2 times. Right? That's how they got 430. You see that? Okay, so then what do I need to do to complete the pattern? I have to go one more time. 1, 1. Okay, I need that 0 to move with me. Come on, 0. Let's go group together. Ready? 1, 2. So what should be the next number in the pattern? 4300000. Do you see that? Okay. So then we're going to write that in the spot, the space, right? So in the next blank space, we have to write 43000. Okay, what do I need to do to continue the pattern? Move it over to the left. How many times?
2.
Let's do it. 1, 2. Okay, I have 2 blank spaces there. What do I need to do? Add zeros. Very good. Okay, so then what number should I write in the blank? 4, 3, and then how many zeros are there?
5.
Okay, go ahead and complete the pattern. Write the last term of the pattern in your notebook.